at the beginning of a live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's another episode of Ageless and Unapologetic with Tina Margaris and myself, Vanessa J. If you've never seen our faces before, please say hello. And if you're catching this on the replay, #replay down below. Wow, I'm getting better at saying that.
Hey, everybody.
We're going to talk about 100 grams of protein per day made easy. That's going to be our subject today because I think, we talk a lot about protein and I think that's a very important subject, but it can also feel overwhelming. So we're going to talk about how simple it can be.
Yeah. And I think, this is like the day and age where everybody talks about prioritizing protein. And then you may be that person that thinks like, okay, nobody was talking about this 20 years ago, not even 10 years ago. But I also got to tell you, nobody was talking about menopause 20 years ago. Nobody was talking about menopause 10 years ago. Like, I was talking about it in 2016 before it was trendy. Sort of thing. And so now that everybody knows what sort of things we have to do in our lives to decrease symptoms, feel better, stay lean, hold on to muscle, like those sorts of things, this is why everybody's talking about it. It's not new. It's just changing with the times, like becoming more educated, informed.
Totally. And I wonder if it just wasn't a subject 60 years ago because most people had a very meat or protein forward diet. And obviously through different dietary preferences or restrictions, maybe things have changed slightly, but really at the end of the day, and things that we speak about, it really comes down to basics, things that we already know. But now it's just coming to the forefront the last few years now. People talking more and more about protein, but I know sometimes like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden you're counting, like, is this enough protein? Like, do I have enough for the day? And it can get a little bit tricky, but actually when you make things a rule of thumb, it's simple, just like that.
Yeah, I want to talk about too, like why protein is the powerhouse for weight loss or body composition, right? I have a list right here. So if I'm looking over, guys, it's because I want to make sure I cover everything on my list. But number one, protein will help you boost your metabolism, right? You are going to burn more calories digesting proteins than you will digesting carbohydrates or fats. So you want to have that protein heavy meal. All 3 meals, kind of thing. You will stay full longer when you have protein in every meal. So it reduces your hunger. It helps to control cravings. You obviously preserve lean muscle, right? So you're going to be shedding fat because that's the goal, right? But the protein is going to help you maintain your lean muscle because if you are not eating enough any food, right? Your lean muscle is just falling off you, especially once you're in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Then I think I might have said this before, curbs cravings, right? So it reduces that urge to snack, that sort of thing. And then it supports fat loss and muscle growth because you are going to improve your body composition just by doing that.
When I don't eat protein at a meal, I'm hungry an hour later. Like it is the anchor of every single meal I eat. I know for you as well.
Yeah.
And it really is about making protein that main building block at each and every meal and then building your plate around it. But I know we're not talking about that. We are talking about protein, but really, that's kind of my goal with each and every meal. It's like, what's my protein? Once I have that in check, I can add on because, of course, we like balanced meals, but protein is the goal.
Yeah. And I mean, in reality, like when you're thinking like how much protein is too much protein, that sort of thing, our goal should be in midlife, like at least 100 grams of protein a day. And then someone would say, well, how much is too much? You could look at what your goal weight is based like medically what your healthcare practitioner thinks, or whatever it is, what you feel. So let's say mine is like 140 pounds. That's why I kind of sit at 140. I like that. I don't step on the scale. But then ultimately, you could have like up to 140 grams of protein a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't do that. 100 should be your minimum.
What if someone wants to lose weight? What if they want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds?
100 grams of protein a day,
minimum?
Or whatever their ideal weight is, they could add up to, but I wouldn't go past that.
Okay, interesting. And so, well, I know what I do. I mean, when it comes to meals, so when I think about 100 grams, I actually really aim for about 120 grams personally, just because of, my goals, but everybody's different. But to get the 100 grams, what I always do is if I could just, again, usually eat 3 full meals. So I always just say, if I can at least minimum get 30 to 35 grams with each meal, my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner, that's just like an easy way to make sure it's managed throughout the day. So it's never like, oh my God, I have to catch up on my protein.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that you said, like, you say to yourself, this is my protein, and then I'm like building around it, whatever my carbohydrates are, which are, vegetables or that sort of thing, or fibrous fruits, and then healthy fats, that sort of thing. So, there are all kinds of different ways that you can like boost your meals. Like always, like if you're having a salad, there's no way you shouldn't be like adding chicken, shrimp, steak, that sort of thing. And my apologies to anybody who is vegan, right? But when we talk about, and oftentimes they'll say like, there's a measure of protein in chickpeas or in quinoa, but in reality, those are carbohydrates. And legumes are carbohydrates. So it's a little bit difficult to try to up your protein when you are choosing to be vegetarian or vegan. I don't judge. I was like full on vegan for 3 years.
Really? Wow.
I liked it, but I did physically notice with the amount of exercise that I did and that sort of thing that I felt weak.
Wow.
So that's when I started to reintroduce meat and fish, that sort of thing. But you can also, like, even if you're somebody who likes to bake or anything like that, you can change the way you bake by looking for recipes that have protein powder in them, that sort of thing. So for instance, I make my own protein bars.
Yes, you do.
Because I can make 16 bars at once. It takes 5 minutes. It's 4 ingredients. I mean, those bar recipes, if you want the bars, say bars, Vanessa and I both have that recipe for you, but it makes 16 bars. And I think to myself, you buy one protein bar with full of stuff that is $3 at the store, 3 times 16. Look at the money I'm saving, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is
here, it's like $5 for a protein bar. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. And stock up on stuff. Like, I know some people don't like to hear this, but like canned tuna is easy. Rotisserie chicken is easy. You know what I mean? Canned chicken is easy. Like those sorts of things. So that you just have little things like that on hand. It makes stuff easier. You can boost your drinks. I saw this, my friend, in her stories. Do you know what she did this week? She made, how we make the morning brew with that beautiful Ceylon cinnamon and everything. We have a nootropic coffee that Vanessa and I both drink. Yeah. It's so good, called Morning Brew. Oh, it's just good. Anyways, she added egg whites from the carton and frothed it.
Oh, was it
like what? Because I add egg whites from the carton to my shake. I never taste it. And right away I was like messaging her, like, do you taste it? She's like, no. And I'm adding protein in the morning with my coffee. So Vanessa, you should try it. She just frothed it.
Okay, I want to talk. I know we didn't have we were going to talk protein. I'm going to share what I make sure is in my fridge at all times to make sure I get protein. So I am a prepper, but I used to complicate my meal prepping. Now I just like to have proteins on hand, and then I can just add. So I always make sure I have egg whites and eggs in my fridge. I usually do a combination in the morning with I do pre-prep, like on Sundays, I will cook a pound of ground beef. Yeah, I do it, lean ground beef. And I make myself the craziest breakfast, but it's actually like 50 grams of protein first thing in the morning. I do like half a cup of lean ground beef, half of a cup of egg whites, a full egg, and then I'll chop some tomatoes, some onions, and I'll make myself a scramble. Super easy. And it's like 50 grams of protein. I make sure that I always have chicken breast, or I know, Tina, you like rotisserie chicken in your fridge that's either cooked or already pre-made on hand, just ready to go. And I like to do like a one pot dinner meal. So I don't mind eating the same things over and over again to make my life easy during the week when life gets busy. So I will make on a Sunday night some sort of one pot protein centered meal that is put together within 30 minutes, and I can portion it out throughout the week for the night. Sometimes it's ground turkey, sometimes it's ground chicken, sometimes it's ground beef. Come on. I mean, I did a little post about this the other day. Who told us that growing up was literally planning what we're going to eat with chicken and ground beef? But that's literally, it's like, okay, how can I get a little bit creative? But I always make sure that I have my proteins on a Sunday kind of cooked for at least the first 3 days of my week, so that as I approach the end of the week and I can start taking the foot off the pedal a little bit, that sets me up for success. And that way, I have that minimum. You should really think like minimum 30, 35 grams of protein at your breakfast. That's going to set you up right until lunch. And then at lunch, if you have something prepped, like I love prepping chicken breast, and then, I can make a really great salad or something like that, or I can have pre-cooked vegetables. I love sweet potatoes or even squashes. Great high density, low calorie, lots of good filler and fiber that I can add into that meal. And that's really how I go about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you hear us talking a lot about meat, but remember that you can like have Greek yogurt,
Yeah.
cottage cheese, like those different things. Like I make a great protein bowl with like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, fibrous fruit. I throw in some raw nuts for fat. It's the perfect high protein meal. So one thing I do want to say too, do you notice that we don't talk about deli meat at all? Right? Like not shaved meat, not meat out of those packages that you make sandwiches with. Really, really high.
Remember, simple ingredient, whole foods whenever possible. Yeah.
Exactly. Put up some of the things.
Yes.
Put up our graphics.
Oh, sure. Okay. Let's do this one first. And again, what Tina said is we have a guide. We have a protein guide. So if you'd like to see that, type guide in the comments, but also the little ticker message at the bottom there. We also have a great bowl book where if you want some six easy recipes for during the week where you can just put some bowls together for yourself, we have that. So just type bowls or guide down in the comments. So what is this, Tina? This is quick meals.
Okay, so these are like quick meals that you can make that you're going to get yourself like up there. So when you look at the lettuce wrap, and I wouldn't use the sriracha because I just think, oh, too hot kind of thing. But you just, if you buy like a full romaine lettuce, chop up some chicken, right? You can throw mushrooms in. You could throw any sort of vegetable in, anything you want sort of thing. I might even put a tiny bit of cheese to get some fat. I appreciate people putting a tiny bit of fat in every meal because I think it really helps to satiate you. Yeah. But that lettuce wrap has like 27 grams of protein. Or like this, somebody decided, hey, let's make some skewers, right? Steak, onion, zucchini, even little chunks of potato on the skewer.
Yum.
Yeah, I know. 30 grams of protein. Same thing. You think that you can't eat rice. I would probably say to you, listen, like, can you choose brown rice? But let's use brown rice, right? But this picture is like 1 cup of rice, which I think sometimes we like eat too much of some things, right? And some shrimp, veggies, teriyaki, and you've made yourself a shrimp bowl. Same thing, like almost 30 grams of protein. So it's that simple. You just have the pieces and you put them together. And what I like about the bowls recipes that we have for you, so be sure to type bowls. There's like 2 breakfast, 2 lunch, 2 dinner. I'm a food mixer, so I love to like mix my food, throw things in a bowl. But I will also say this. If you are on a weight loss journey, and like Vanessa said, she's not afraid to eat the same thing all the time. I like that too. Like I have the same thing for breakfast.
Keeps me on track. It's not overwhelming, right? So I can prep and
you will lose weight faster when you are sitting inside that. And it might just be regimented for a while. Does it mean you can't go out to dinner? No, go out to dinner. Do whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? But when you sit inside those bowls or you sit inside some form of like plan, it's easy. And I don't think that's restrictive.
No, I eat. A lot. Yeah. And I just want to say, because, you know, I will put in rice or rice, but I usually go for brown basmati rice. I really like brown basmati if I go for a brown rice, but I love quinoa. Guys, quinoa is a whole protein in a grain. It's not the same as meat protein, but it is a whole protein in a grain. And I love that as a filler as well. So if you want a grain and not go for white rice, which will spike your blood sugar, right? That's what we're trying to avoid is, you know, I go for either quinoa or a brown rice, and that will be less. Quinoa is really good, and brown rice is kind of in that mid glycemic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Show us something else.
Okay, let's go.
I like looking at this. You did that one.
Oh.
Okay, so there's this is like breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 ways to get over 100 grams of protein, right? So a yogurt, make sure you have some beef, salmon, chicken. You can see 133 grams of protein, egg whites, steak, fish. I wouldn't eat Beyond Meat, but some people do if they're vegan or vegetarian, 111 grams of protein, right? The Vega 1, that is a plant-based protein powder for a protein shake. So I think it's pea protein. I use a different one, but pea protein, tempeh, lentils, and tofu. So there you are for like your vegan person. That's 114 grams of protein in a day.
Wow, easy.
We'll give you this guide, put guide in it, like, and it has a lot of explanations in it. It's very easy to understand.
Okay, full day of meals here. So what do we have? We have eggs, steak plus, okay, so our breakfast, we have eggs, steak plus mushrooms, avocado. We've got a high protein steak omelet, and I love that there's an avocado in there for some healthy fats, but also with your egg, you know, just in case you're using egg whites, put in the avocado to get some healthy fats. If you're eating the whole egg, you could eliminate the avocado. If you're not an avocado lover, you can kind of mix and match there. And then the next one, we have lettuce, turkey, rice, and aminos. Okay, aminos, those are coconut aminos.
Yeah, that's the Bragg's aminos. I want to talk about that for a second because the Bragg's aminos are like, if you like soy sauce, you want to use this instead. You'll find it in the health food section. Like, and it'll be in your dressings and that sort of thing. But Bragg's aminos it tastes just like soy sauce, but is not.
Okay, it's funny because I always see those in some of the recipes I like to go for, and I can never find it anywhere. And I never knew exactly what the difference was, but I end up going with a soy sauce or something like that just because. But I didn't know what the main difference was. Okay, so then the last is, okay, pasta. Go for brown if it's possible. Even there's some high protein pasta out there, by the way. You can get lentil pasta. You can get all sorts of different kinds of
pasta is so good.
Oh, cool.
And that's a sprouted grain.
Yeah, there's some really great options out there now for pasta if you don't want to go the traditional route. Chicken with some pesto, yum. And tomatoes, you've got yourself a pesto pasta. And this, I wonder how much that would be, but I can guarantee you right there, you're looking at 100 grams of protein over per day, because that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it, again, for me, remove. I just like to keep things simple. Again, when you have things prepped, sometimes it's not even about cooking. If I have things in the fridge, I can just put a plate together. If it's a lazy day as well, have my protein, put a little bit of nuts, have, some vegetables on the side. I mean, who doesn't like to make themselves like a charcuterie board, but with healthy things? You know what I mean? It's like, I
Well,
love
and
it.
here's the other thing too. Like I always eat for fuel.
Mm.
And once you get in that mode, you're like, "Oh, I'm fueling myself, It's just hard at the beginning because you don't know. So that's why we wanted to talk about protein. So number one, if you want the protein guide, it's easy. We just send it to you in Messenger, put
Yeah.
guide. If you want to see those bowls recipes, send them there. And then the other thing is, I think we should invite people to two things.
Yeah.
Number one, I think we should invite people to come into our Menopause Unlocked group, because all of that information and everything we teach about nutrition, how we eat, how we choose to eat, how we lost the weight, this is the way we eat to do it, is there. It's free. If you were going to pay a nutritionist or a dietitian well over $1,000 worth of information, it's free there. We help inside that group. We serve without expectation. So inside the group, we teach about eating to lose the weight in menopause, get rid of the inflammation, get your insulin under control, like all of those things. We talk about hydration, right? The importance of it and gaining your energy, getting your skin back, all those things. We talk about menopause appropriate exercise, right? And we also talk about targeted supplementation for our demographic. So if you want to come to the group, it's free. Just type group. Vanessa and I will make sure you get an invite to the group. And then also, because we're talking about eating in this protein way of loading protein, I want to invite people to do a kickstart with us.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Right? Because we're now doing, like, usually starts the second week, the beginning of the second week of every month, a 7-day kickstart to like totally get your body like losing the inflammation, getting rid of digestive bulk, losing the bloat, and then losing a little bit of fat. And we're doing all the things that I just talked about without being overwhelming, sharing everything that you need. And then what's really nice is that we're also introducing the body peptide stack, as well as our nitro drink, which I call it my brain fog drink, which totally gets rid of the brain fog. Just 7 days of that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like you're like, oh, I got to invest in a whole month of, buying your product or whatever. It's not our product. It's the brand we chose to affiliate with because they have the highest standards in wellness technology. And they're honing in on helping our demographic, because if Vanessa and I weren't using it and having success, it's nothing we would talk about. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
So maybe you want to do that 7-day kickstart starting like the middle of April with us, because we just finished one, right? This is day 7, right, of our March one. Yeah. But I mean, why not? And because till the end of March, if you want comes in a little pack like that. Can you show them your body peptide? Do you have it?
Sure can.
Yeah, this tiny little thing.
Yeah, this little guy.
It's a thing of beauty, right? Yeah, and we'll teach you about it. Like you just kickstart, we'll teach you about it. And then the nitro drink is a drink. I don't think I have one here. I usually have some, but anyways, it looks like this. It's really yellow, right? It's hydrogen water and L-citrulline, which when you put it together increases nitric oxide in our body. So vasodilates everything, gets rid of the brain fog. We have clarity, focus, like all of that stuff in 7 days.
In 7 days.
And because it's March, what's the date? 22nd, 30 days have September, April, June. We have 31 days in March. It's $20 off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's just been such a great month for just helping people reach their goals and to help you save as well, which is really, really great. Yeah. And the Kickstart is awesome because, we're talking about protein. You're going to get your protein in for all 7 days. You're going to learn how to balance your plates. You're going to not be doing it alone. Of course, it's optional. You could do it alone, but why not do it with us? We're kind of fun. And you're going to look so freaking great. For summer, for spring, you're going to walk into the new season just feeling really good about yourself because life gets busy during the summer. So it's a little bit of a warm-up period, right? A lot of fun.
Yeah, and we give stuff away every day of the Kickstart. It's nice. It's so fun. It's like community. You just feel not alone. You feel like, oh, I can do this because there's accountability. There's we're doing it together, and it's not hard.
I know quite a few people who've done a 7-day Kickstart, and they've learned so much that when they've walked away, it's like you walk away with the tools. You know what I mean? You really do walk away with okay, this isn't complicated. It's not hard. I can dial in my nutrition. When I go into the grocery store, I'm a little bit more mindful. I am choosing this over that now, and I feel amazing. When you start eating a certain way and really focusing on real food, you know what I mean? Wow, that foundational pillar, our nutrition is fundamental. It's just fundamental to our health. And
I can honestly say this, everyone, we used to do a 5-day kind of thing. Now we do full 7 days. But everyone in our group that's lost 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, that sort of thing, they all started with this, let's do this week together.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, honestly.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I forgot to say that, so I thought I'm going to invite people to do it because.
Why not?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My friends, I think we're going to keep it short and sweet today. Can you imagine? We're under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But we hope that helped. We hope that helped you guys. And again, we've got a great guide for you. If you need a protein guide, let us send it your way. Bowls, we have great recipes for you. Tools, we've got all the things in our menopause group. And if you're like, I need a reset, I'm over this winter, I need, it is spring now, but I'm over this winter and I can tell my body, I love resets 3 to 4 times a year. And it's usually after each season, after summer when you need a reset, after winter when you want to kind of just get rid of the winter fluff. Sometimes your metabolism just needs a little boost, a little kickstart. That's why it's called a kickstart. And that's what it's all about. So my friends, thank you so much for tuning in.
I just keep thinking this. If you're brand new to us and you actually stuck it out and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to know this. I want to see somebody's comment that says guide, bowls, group, Kickstart.
and end. You watched it to the end. We want to know how many of you watch this to the end because we actually questioned it. We were like, should we make these shorter? Because maybe we should make it shorter. But let us know if you do watch it to the end because that will be helpful for us so we can kind of just tighten things up for you so we can bring a little bit more value, shorter amount of time if that's what you're here for. But if you're here to the end, oh my gosh, we love you so much. We really appreciate you. And we're wishing you the best night, Thursday night. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
See you next week, my friends.